Vichanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta from Srila Prabhupada. I would like to invite all you wonderful devotees for today's program. Thank you for coming. So, we'll just recite one shloka. So, you all can repeat. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, shloka number 2. Rajvidya Rajaghuhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Rajvidya Rajaghuhyam Pavitram idamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam Susukam kartum avyayam. Rajavidya Rajaghuhyam Pavitram idamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam Susukam kartum avyayam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It's the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Desha Tarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome you all. And as we know, we are in a series of lecture. The first one which His Grace Arjun Priya Prabhu actually concluded was Purity is the Force. So today we will be looking on books are the basis. Third will be utility is the principle. And finally, preaching is the essence. So these four things Prabhupada had just made a quote. And these are like four very, very strong pillars which we can consider. So actually if you see, Prabhupada was very, very desirous that everybody reads his books. And Prabhupada painstakingly wrote all these books which we see. So in one sense, if you see, Prabhupada is Shiksha Guru for all of us. Okay? What is Shiksha? Guru means one who gives us the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And if you see the entire knowledge that we everyday practice or in any of ISKCON center, whichever lecture you hear or whichever book you read, it is all based on knowledge given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So in a way, Srila Prabhupada is our Shiksha Guru. Now this shloka which we read, we all want knowledge, right? That's the reason why do we send our children to school? So they become knowledgeable. But there are two kinds of knowledge. One is Jada Vidya and one is knowledge of the spirit. Okay? So Jada Vidya, Iha Mayara Vaibhav. Our Acharya Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, this entire material knowledge, it is opulence of Maya Devi. And it is Tumare Bhajane Bada. So anybody who becomes materially knowledgeable, he actually, for him, practicing devotional service, there is always an obstacle because he always tries to understand Krishna through logic of materialistic knowledge. Why Krishna did this? Why Krishna allowed the Kurukshetra war to happen? Many things. Why he has 16,108 wives? These are all his questions. On the other hand, transcendental knowledge is beyond our material perception and senses. So, if I ask you, how do we come to know that this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, all these Vedas, they are transcendental knowledge? People can ask us, no? What guarantee is that this is also written by Lord? Anybody has asked us, and how can you claim that even this Bhagavad Gita is spiritual knowledge given by Krishna, and how you can prove that Krishna is God? Anybody has asked? No. So basically, we have to understand that Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 15.5 what? Sarvasya chaham riji sannivishto mattha smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedescha sarver aham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda videha chaham. So what is the translation? So Krishna says, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. In need I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of Vedas. So here Krishna is clearly saying that all this knowledge, it comes from me. Now how do we understand this? So basically, any knowledge, any book that you see in this material world, there are a lot of motivational speakers you wrote. There are so many books. Before coming to ISKCON also, you all must have read a lot of books. Lot of bestsellers, novels and all are there. How many people actually used to read novels before coming? Whoever, acha, Prabhuji, there are, yeah. So you all like to read, right? So very, very blessed, because if you all like to read, you all should take, now whatever time is left in your life, you should complete reading Prabhupada books, because reading is not everybody's habit, right? We like to read newspaper because it has some very, very interesting who will win the election, whose chair will be taken away, who changed, who went to some other party, and then where some robbery happened. These things are, because we are conditioned, such topics give us lot of interest, and they are very short time. But people who actually like to read, they are very, very fortunate, because most of, even I have this experience, I sit with lot of enthusiastic and determination, but after 2-3 pages you start falling asleep. Right? So not everybody can read, but we should make a habit, because Prabhupada said we should read the books. So there are 4 defects in anybody who is a normal jiva. Apart from the Supreme Lord, there are 4 defects in us. So what are those 4 defects? So first is, we are committing mistakes. Every jiva, whoever is there is no exception. Even Brahmaji commits mistake. What mistake Brahmaji committed? He once was bewildered whether the boy in Vrindavan is the same Supreme Lord Krishna. So this is the first defect every jiva has. Second, cheating propensity. We all have, when we are in conditioned stage, we all have a cheating propensity. Third is, we are illusioned. Okay, so you must have seen in desert, we know that mirage, right? It looks like water, but it is not water. So everybody. And fourth is commit mistake, illusion, and fourth one is our senses are imperfect. So with these 4 defects, you cannot give knowledge which is transcendental. So anybody who may write very good motivational books, like you may be very, get motivated. But since he comes under this category of these 4 defects, the knowledge will give you information. It might give you motivation, but it will not transform your life. So the praman, or the proof that this Bhagavad Gita or this Vedic literature, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, our Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are all compiled by Krishna, who is beyond these 4 defects. So everybody will remember these 4 defects, right? So we are in illusion, we commit mistake, we have cheating propensity, and our senses are imperfect. So with these 4 defects, we cannot write or give knowledge which is beyond this material world. And because Krishna is aloof from this, so whenever he speaks on transcendental topics, this knowledge actually transforms our life. And all of us, whoever has practiced, this knowledge applied in our life, we have seen there has been transformation in our life. And this is the beauty of this Vedic knowledge. Even people who are not devotees of Krishna, but who have connection to Sanatan Dharma, the so-called Hindus, right? Not everybody is a Vaishnava, right? Not everybody is a Krishna's devotee. For them, Krishna is also one of their Ishtadev. Monday they have one Ishtadev, Tuesday they have a Ishtadev, Wednesday it's a holiday, you can eat anything. Thursday again you have then Friday some people, Saturday Maruti, Sunday is total holiday. Such people. But since they have connection to Krishna, this Vedic knowledge, they are, whenever they have any ritualistic functions like marriage or anything, they always follow the Vedic principle. This is the beauty of our Sanatan Dharma. Even though they are not devotees, completely not following, but that connection is such that they follow something or the other. In Shravan, everybody, they make sure that they are vegetarian. On the other hand, if you see the other faith, I'm not criticizing, we have no right to criticize, but we should always observe. Because when we observe, then only we will improve ourselves, right? So if you see other faith, for them, even their most sacred functions, like even marriage, it's a very, very sacred function. In that, they break all the 4 regulative principles, right? Their entire function is based on intoxication, meat eating, they dance with anybody. So that is their enjoyment. So even because there is no connection, so Vedic knowledge is so pure and it's coming from Krishna. So unless you are connected to it, even your sacred functions, you will make sure that you break the the 4 regulative principle, and you feel everything is normal. So we are very fortunate that we are connected to. So coming to back, so books are the basics, right? And to be very honest, Prabhupada painstakingly, like we started with, has given us this knowledge. When Prabhupada first went to the West, his Guru Maharaj, who is Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. His English was so amazing, was of a different class. Even the Westerners, when they would read the Brahma Samhita, there's a Brahma Samhita commentary by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they couldn't understand. In Western, we know, they talk in English, they walk in English, they sleep in English, everything they do in English. But those people also couldn't understand what was written by. It was beyond, first of all, it is transcendental knowledge, and the English, the language was so high level. So they all requested Prabhupada, you give a commentary on this purports. So what actually Prabhupada has done, before Prabhupada came, all this Vedic knowledge was our acharyas, they gave in Sanskrit commentaries. And Prabhupada actually almost 12-13 acharyas Prabhupada referred, took all the important points and gave us in such simple understanding way that anybody, any layman who actually seriously reads Prabhupada books, he can understand. That's the reason Prabhupada is a Shiksha Guru for every one of us. So no matter how many books are there in ISKCON, like now our current acharyas, our spiritual master, they also write a lot of books, beautiful books. But we have to make sure that we first, somehow or other, give first priority to Prabhupada books. Prabhupada wrote all these books in 11 years. Right? In 11 years. Yeah, I know before Prabhupada went to America, he had already started. And once when somebody asked, Swamiji, are you going to America? So Prabhupada said, I am not going to America. Srimad Bhagavatam is going to America. So that was the mood of Prabhupada. So we should always give priority to reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So what Prabhupada did, that entire complicated. So if you see this Bhagavad Gita, imagine you remove the purport of Prabhupada, translation, word to word meaning, and you just keep the Sanskrit text, and then definitely we will also say Bhagavad Gita is very, very difficult. And once Prabhupada himself said, like if you start preface and introduction, there's a place where Prabhupada actually mentions, like when he went to America, there were so many translation of Bhagavad Gita already available in the market. But Prabhupada said, none of the book which I read, this Bhagavad Gita, they were authentic. So what Prabhupada says, Prabhupada is not trying to find faults in the person who has written. But what Prabhupada meant when he said none of those books were authentic, means everybody who translated those, the scholars, they were actually trying to put their opinion. And they were banishing what Krishna is trying to tell. So this is what Prabhupada meant. So, and that's the reason Prabhupada said only when ISKCON Bhagavad Gita started coming when the book distribution started, people actually started becoming devotees. And there are so many instances like where people have bought Prabhupada books, read it, and even before getting connected to devotees, they have started chanting. There are so many instances, and then they have found out where these programs happen, and then they got connected. So even before they got association of devotees, by Prabhupada's association, they actually got that inspiration to become devotees. So this is the beauty of Prabhupada's books. And Prabhupada makes the entire journey very, very understandable and very, very like even a layman can understand. And His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, I was listening to one of his lectures. So he was saying that this entire foundation, if you see this ISKCON, the foundation of ISKCON is nothing but Prabhupada's books. So, like on Ekadashi we fast, right? So when we fast, we become weak. And next day when we have, during Parna, when we have the prasad, we become very, very energized. So similarly, anybody who is coming to ISKCON, if you are not reading Prabhupada's book, you will be, it is like you're fasting from the actual knowledge. And one fine day, slowly you will get out. I'll just read that beautiful quote Prabhupada writes. And Prabhupada is very, very heavy when he wants to make a point. See. Yeah, basically I am not able to get it, but what Prabhupada is saying, no, if you do not read my books, Prabhupada says, one day you will just simply eat, sleep, and then fall down. Prabhupada says this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, where the Madhya Lila is coming to an end, to a shloka's commentary in purport he is writing, all of you devotees, you are coming to ISKCON, no? Good, it's very good. But if you do not read my books, finally one day you will just eat, sleep and fall down. So there's a beautiful story to this, and how Prabhupada was very, very, in initial days, with his disciple, he was very strict. So once Prabhupada, when this movement started, initially, Prabhupada was supposed to go to Australia, okay, and Prabhupada was visiting Australia for first time. And all the devotees there, they were very, very excited that Prabhupada is coming. And that time they didn't have a center there. And they just had 7 days, okay, to prepare for Prabhupada's visit. And there, that time, like they were not getting centers for a convenient rate. It was very, very high. And they had no much money that time. It was just starting. ISKCON was just starting. So one Prabhuji, what is his name? Jai Dharma Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple. So what he did, he took all the efforts for 7 days, tirelessly, day and night. Somehow they hired a place for Prabhupada's arrival, they decorated it, and for those 7 days, he was not eating properly, he was not sleeping properly, day and night, 24 hours, like our Prabhuji, how they built this temple day and night. So with full, to please Prabhupada, they made all the preparation. And 7 days, he had not eaten properly, like just the all concentration was to make sure Prabhupada visit happens to be the most amazing visit. And first time Prabhupada was visiting Australia, Perth. And finally Prabhupada arrived. It was a grand event, lecture, feast, kirtan. And after 7 days, he actually had a very nice meal. And we know when we have a nice meal, we fall asleep. And that is what happened. After the function was over, Prabhupada went to his room, and all these brahmacharis, all the devotees, and Prabhuji, he was full-time devotee that time. So he took a nice nap. And since Prabhuji had not slept for 7 days, he just went like in total slumber. And after some time, after quite some time, he just saw that somebody was waking him up. And it was who? When he opened his eyes, it was Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, when he saw him sleeping in that way, Prabhupada just chastised him. This is what you have joined ISKCON for? Just to eat, sleep, and just on other people's, favors, you just want to relax. This is not, this is what is your intention, you can just get out. I don't want such devotees. So these were the words of Prabhupada. Now what happens? He is a spiritual master, and when spiritual master chastises, it is the biggest mercy. And because Jai Dharma Prabhu actually understood who Prabhupada is, and since he had read Prabhupada books, and those time books were not so easily available, like devotees had to share, like now at the book table you order it and you get it, right? At those time the Bhakti Vedant manor, book Vedant Trust had just about to begin, it had not begun. So but since he had that knowledge, he did not take it as offense. So Prabhupada was so strict. So it is not that we come to ISKCON and just eat, sleep, and one day fall down. So Prabhupada, these are the words of Prabhupada. So we should all take it seriously. So, and he was very, from that day, Prabhuji said, I made sure that, like those were like revelation for him. So he made sure that he would never give Prabhupada or any devotee another chance for such. And actually, if you see, he was very, very justified, right? 7 days he had not slept properly. 7 days he had not eaten. But that is how you grow in spiritual life. In spiritual life, no matter what you do, when a spiritual master chastises you, you don't go and explain him. Prabhupada, what do you know? You know 7 days what all I have done. No, he took it as a mercy. He was, and he made it he made it like a standard that no matter what time we sleep, what sevas we do, but certain things we follow. The sadhana has to be perfect, reading. So as I'm saying, it is for me because I also understand when I was preparing that reading Prabhupada book is very, very important because books are the basis. And Prabhupada said these books are the law books for the entire humanity. If you read Prabhupada books, it is the law book. So basically, like when you are riding a bike, car, anything, if you are following the rules, if you are following as per the laws, even if a policeman stops you, you have all the documents, you have your license, you have worn your seat belt, you have the pollution certificate, everything. What he will say, okay, you can go. Similarly, if you follow what Prabhupada has given us as per his books, or even if Maya Devi, like Maya Devi will always test us. But since we are following, so she will let us go. So the way policeman, if you have all the documents correct, he will let you go. Similarly, if you follow Srila Prabhupada books, there is no way that Maya Devi will anytime take us in a grip. And secondly, like we said, this entire foundation of our spiritual advancement depends upon Srila Prabhupada's books. Like I've heard, I have not gone, but in Haridwar, the Ganga, the current is very, very fast, right? Like that's the reason they have put barricades, chains. So you have to hold the chain, and if you want to take a dip, you have to hold the chain and take a dip. If you want to wash your body, you make sure that one hand you are holding the chain and you are washing your body. Why? Otherwise, the current will just take you away. So similarly, in this material world, there is Maya everywhere, and the current is very, very strong. So even though you are chanting, a chanting is still at the level of not Shuddha Nam or Namabhas. It is still Aparad Yukta Nam. We are still chanting very, very offensively. At least myself, I can tell this. So what will happen? The way in Haridwar, the Ganga, the current is very fast. The current is so strong that it can just swipe, get you off. Similarly, if you do not read Srila Prabhupada books, the Maya Devi will definitely make sure that we are out of bhakti very soon. Because if you see, when will we get taste for chanting or to practice bhakti in a very serious way? When we have the knowledge, right? Okay, knowledge, that intelligence gets sharpened when we read these books again and again. So that's the reason Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj says this Harinam, it gives us inspiration, and Shastras gives us conviction, and Mahaprasad gives us satisfaction. So, but conviction is very, very important, right? Because what will happen if we do not read Srila Prabhupada books, one fine day we'll find this entire process boring, we'll leave and then we will just surrender to anybody. So there are so many people that way. Since 2015 we had started this program. You've seen so many people come, so many people go, right? Only few people, only those few serious people have been here. That's the reason we should make reading Srila Prabhupada books a culture. Only if you make this reading Srila Prabhupada's book a culture, we will be here. Secondly, it was desire of Srila Prabhupada that he wanted to create, ISKCON means he said, I want to create Brahmanas. Okay, and who are Brahmanas? So Prabhupada's movement was to create Brahmanas to lead the human society and guide spiritually and intellectually, okay, with purity of character, clarity of knowledge, and guide the entire human society. So whoever is here, so Prabhupada expects this from y'all, from us, okay, that y'all become Brahmana. Means not that Ved part those, but Brahmanas means you acquire knowledge, get the clarity, okay, get the purity of character, and then guide the society. Because Prabhupada doesn't just want few people to be saved in this material world. Okay, he wants that the entire, like whoever we come across, we should always have that compassion to save. And this will only happen when we have this clarity of knowledge. And this is fully in Prabhupada's books. Once, like book distribution is also very, very interesting activity. So when one devotee was doing book distribution, and one Mataji, this was in US, so they were saying, this book has all the solution to your problem. So that Mataji said that in my house there is electricity problem. Will this book solve? So that devotee said, yes, please buy this book. It will solve your electricity problem. So the other devotee was with him. He said, Prabhupada, this is not Prabhupada's standard. We cannot lie and sell books. So immediately he went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, this disciple of yours, I was with him for book distribution, and that Mataji asked whether that she has an electricity problem in the house, and this devotee said, yes, it will solve the problem. So Prabhupada just smiled. Prabhupada was having a massage at that time, and he said, okay, no problem. You go, I'll just speak to that devotee. And then Prabhupada called that, when he went, the person who was massaging, Prabhupada said, actually this person is right, because when this person, this Mataji will read my book, she will get knowledge, she'll become Krishna conscious, and when she leaves the body, she'll go back to the spiritual world. And what is spiritual world? Natad bhasate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yad gatvan nivartante, tad dhama paramam mama. So she'll go to a place where there is no electricity problem at all. From Krishna, the Brahma Jyoti comes, right? So Krishna says, in my spiritual world, there is no need for sun and there is no need for moon. So this is how it is. Like Prabhupada said, yes, definitely, he was right. So these are some lighter moments in Prabhupada's this. So what happens, like we say, page by page, become a sage. So we should read with faith. Okay, when you read Prabhupada's books, read with faith. Secondly, regularly. That day, His Grace Arjun Priya Prabhu told us, right? Whatever we do, we should do regularly. Then put great efforts. Okay, many a times if you ask devotees, they have these excuses, I don't like to read, or I have already read Bhagavad Gita from when we were small. From that time we had a Bhagavad Gita at home, I have read it, I know everything. This is the biggest problem in India, I know that. You try to tell anyone, I know that. Sab pata hai. And it's a spiritual journey. This entire our Krishna consciousness, it's a journey. Okay, until we reach the spiritual world, this journey will not end. And Prabhupada said, if you do not understand something, keep reading again and again, then it will be revealed. Okay, so that's the reason, if you have read Bhagavad Gita once, read it again, no problem. If you have read 2 times, read it again. Then there are so many other books, Srimad Bhagavatam. Actually, this entire lifetime that we have is actually very less, okay, which we are wasting. Prabhupada has given us so much material. So, what are the advantages? So, advantages is, material desire go away. Okay, we are all having so many problems in life, and the biggest problem is this material desires. So when you read Prabhupada books again and again, all the material desires go. Then mode of goodness increases, sattva guna increases. Then steadiness in devotional service comes. We become steady, getting up early in the morning, chanting 16 rounds early in the morning, doing Mangalarti. Okay, then service attitude arises. Then what will happen? The kitchen will be filled with Matajis, and we'll have to say, Aadhe log next Saturday aao. Okay, service attitude increases. Relationship among fellow devotees becomes very strong. We have very intimate relationship, because what happens? We become like-minded. Because everybody is reading the same shloka, everybody is reading the same purport, so everybody is on the same page. So many times they ask, no, in companies, when a boss is giving some knowledge, are you with me? Are you on the same page? Many people are actually not. And our purification takes place. The biggest thing is we become purified. That's the reason Prabhupada used to say, do not take anything sentimentally. So if you come like sentiment, you will go sentimentally. आओगे भी भावुक होके, जाओगे भी भावुक होके. So knowledge is very, very important. When you have knowledge, that time you will always be strong in your sadhana, bhakti and understanding things. So like that devotee who Prabhupada chastised, he could have said, 7 days I did not eat, sleep, and Prabhupada is chastising me for sleeping for 1, 2, 3 hours. He should have asked me. No, because he was strong on the basis of knowledge, reading Prabhupada books. He understood this is the greatest mercy I am getting. So when you get chastised by devotee, devotee, when they chastise us, we should be very, very happy. That is the biggest mercy. But our ego is so strong, we do not understand. So like Prabhupada, he made it very simple, like how many people knew Bhairanga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti before coming to ISKCON? मतलब कभी सुना था क्या? हमको पता था खाली शक्ति, एक ही शक्ति. But he made like how Prabhupada used to explain. So Prabhupada said, we are not the body, we are the soul. So how he used to explain? He used to give example of car and a driver. Like car, how does a car work? Only when there is driver. Otherwise, without a driver, car is just a dead object. So makes very easy, to understand. Similarly, Prabhupada used to say, constables of superintendent of death, Yamraj. This is, सबको पता है पुलिस कौन है, कांस्टेबल कौन है. So when Prabhupada used to use such wonderful statements, so used to immediately relate. Otherwise खाली यमराज बोला तो बहुत लोगों को डर लगेगा. Then Brahma is the first engineer. तो अच्छा लगता है engineer, मतलब something related to us. We know, no? Everybody wants to become an engineer. So Brahma ji was the creator, right? So Prabhupada used to use such wonderful statement where everybody can get connected to. So Prabhupada used to also give examples like if you provide food, like how used to say, if you worship Krishna, the entire demigods, all the 33 crores demigods will become satisfied. And how he used to give example? So if you provide food to the belly, all your senses get nourished. So easy to relate, right? If you water the roots, all the entire plant gets nourished. So Prabhupada used to give such wonderful example that any layman could understand. Then and Prabhupada's beautiful thing was his spirituality was universal. So he even told lot of when he was in US or in the Western world, lot of priests, the fathers, the Christian fathers, they used to come and have discussion with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, I am not come here to convert anybody. If you are following your Bible or by reading my books, you will become a better Christian. Right? Prabhupada used to always tell them, you want to follow Christianity, follow. But this book, this is non-sectarian. Prabhupada used to say, this is not to convert you into anything. Once there was one devotee who was very sad. So Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj's class was going on, and one devotee, when question answer session, he said, Maharaj, I'm very sad. A lot of Hindus are getting converted. So Maharaj said, it is nothing to be feeling sad. It is from one ignorance to another ignorance. Because as a Hindu, what are we doing? So it is just from one ignorance to another ignorance. So because he's just converted, as a Hindu also he was not doing any spiritual activity. He was doing all those, breaking all the 4 regulative principles. So all this faith have no much value if you are not spiritually inclined. So whether you are a Hindu or any other faith, unless you come to the platform of Krishna consciousness, it is just ignorance, from one ignorance to the other ignorance. So Prabhupada said, you will become a better Christian by reading my books. And Prabhupada said, we are not cheating anybody. Like in church, what do you all teach? Father, give us our daily bread. So that is not what religion is meant for. Lord has been providing us from time immemorial. Even though we envied Krishna and we came into the spiritual world, Krishna made sure that this world is designed in such a way that we are provided each and everything. Right? He did not say that these people have gone against me, so I'll make sure I'll put them in darkness, let them go and die. Right? Krishna did not. You see the entire creation. One great man said, this entire nature has been created in such a way that it can provide you all your needs. But our needs are become greed. So it will not satisfy our greed, but it will satisfy our need. So Krishna has provided everything. So this is also, Prabhupada said, we are not cheating anybody. We should go in front of God to thank Him, to offer our gratitude. So this way. And Prabhupada moved also. He wanted that his Western disciples also become, they recite Sanskrit shlokas and preach. Because what happens when you give praman, whenever you preach with proof, okay, Krishna says in 15.5, so and so, it gives authenticity. Like we started, no? How we can make out that how does this knowledge differs from the normal knowledge of this world. So when you give such praman, and that makes a difference, and then people listen to us. So, and how we should read Prabhupada books. So there is Chandramaul Swami Maharaj, he gave a beautiful step by step. There is a 10 step, so we can try to apply. So Maharaj says, so first point he says, decide on what you want to read. So how many people have completed Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita? Jai Jai. So actually Maharaj says people who are very new, they can start with small books. Okay, baby steps. Because Bhagavad Gita, it's so fat, no? देख के ही डर लगता है कभी कभी. So no problem, but if like, that's the reason I asked who like to read. People who have inclination for reading, they are very, very blessed people, because instead of reading these novels and all, they're such fat books, you can read Bhagavad. So first you have to decide what you want to read. So if you really want to read Bhagavad Gita, yes, you can decide. Second, make sure how long you want to read. So make it a habit, not that one day you read for 1 hour, next day 10 minutes, third day I had decided 10 minutes for 7 days, so 70 minutes. आज मैंने 1 घंटा पढ़ा, मतलब full week's reading I did in 1 day. We are very what do you call, smart people. Smartphone use करते हैं ना, तो smartphone use कर करके we have become very smart, but not that way. Because what will happen, if you don't read regularly, one day you will read for 1 hour, and then next 6 days, since you have not read anything, that 1 hour what you have read, you won't remember anything. So when you have this constant touch, every day 10 minutes, okay, 10 minutes, what will happen? You will have that touch. Third, go to a place where you will be alert, uninterrupted and quiet. Don't sit where people are watching some Hindi serials and you're also sitting there and reading Bhagavad Gita, and in between, this is very interesting. Good ad. And you're reading Bhagavad Gita also, like chanting, right? So it won't, you won't grab the attention what Krishna is saying. ऐसा नहीं हो रहा था वो जब भगवद गीता जब सुना रहे थे तो अर्जुना डिड नॉट से नाउ इट इज़ एड टाइम बाद में वो स्किप बटन दबाते थे अर्जुना, ऐसा नहीं था. इट वॉज कंटिन्यूस 45 मिनट्स. सो सिमिलरली we should choose a place. Even chanting, no, the secret to chanting is always choose a place and always keep that place as your constant place where you chant. It will make a lot of difference. Not that one day you sit in the hall, one day you sit in the veranda, one day you go to the beach, and one day you lost. So ऐसा नहीं, one constant place. Third, fourth, do not fall asleep. We know His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, to read Prabhupada books, he used to open his shika and tie to one of the, there was a nail to the hole, he used to tie his shika. So even you fall asleep, again you will be awake. So actually Prabhupada disciples are so very great souls, you know. They have really sacrificed a lot. They were so serious. And we should follow in their footsteps. So once, this reminds me, once Prabhupada was a man of not of this world. So once, we know the time difference, right? Time zone. So once Prabhupada was in a country where it was daytime. And Prabhupada was traveling to Paris. And by the time he traveled to Paris, it was night. What Prabhupada did after he reached, he just freshened up and continued writing. So one disciple who was there, he saw Prabhupada's, and the next day he started praising Prabhupada. Prabhupada is so great, you came from there, it was daytime here, you did not sleep. Prabhupada said, just stop that and do as I do. we only praise. Oh Prabhuji क्या great है, आप ये करते हो वो करते हो. आप क्या करते हो? मैं खाली praise करता हूँ. No use. Prabhupada said, stop praising me, do what I am doing. Then only there is value to it. ग्लोरीफाई करने वाले आपको मार्केट में जाओ, सब लोग ग्लोरीफाई करेंगे, लेकिन वो क्या करते? कुछ नहीं करते. क्या फ़ायदा है ऐसे लोगों का? योर ग्लोरिफिकेशन इज वर्थ इट व्हेन यू ट्रांसफॉर्म अदर पीपल्स लाइफ, राइट? नहीं तो प्रभु क्या लेक्चर दिया आपने, क्या अच्छा लगा वो प्रभु जो आप बोलते हैं ना महाप्रसाद गोविंदे फेवरेट, क्या बोलते हैं आप? दैट इज ट्रांसफॉर्म माई लाइफ. आई मेक श्योर 9:30 आई रीच द हॉल. लेट कितना भी हो, 9:30 आई एम देयर प्रभु, बिकॉज आई लाइक दैट व्हेन यू से महाप्रसाद गोविंदे. बहुत अच्छा लगता है मुझे. सो वी अंडरस्टैंड क्या ग्लोरिफिकेशन हो रहा है. सो देन प्रॉपर attitude. Our attitude should be proper. We are actually, we can see Krishna, and if you really love Prabhupada, how many people love Prabhupada? Everybody loves, right? So if you really want to associate with Prabhupada, you will find him in his books. अगर हम लोग बोलते ना, अरे प्रभुपाद वी मिस्ड यू, अगर आई शुड हैव बीन बोर्न इन 1966, सो आई वुड हैव गॉट, नहीं अभी भी है, प्रभुपाद है यहाँ पे. व्हेन प्रभुपाद राइट्स, नो, ही इज टॉकिंग टू अस, बिकम फुल्ली कृष्णा कॉन्शियस. Prabhupada is talking to us. One is freed from all dualities and thus is free from the contamination. Prabhupada is talking to us. ये purport क्या है? Prabhupada is talking to us. So Prabhupada is there here. Because we are not, our attitude is like we think ये खाली थोड़े शब्द है, समझ में आया तो आया, नहीं तो ठीक है. प्रभु जी कहते हैं पूरा भगवद गीता पढ़ना है, पढ़ लिया, सो हो गया, तो बोल दिया कर दिया, ख़त्म. और एटीट्यूड इज ऐसा, एटीट्यूड में ना प्रभुपाद मिलेंगे ना कृष्ण मिलेंगे, फिर एक दिन वो साइड में रखेंगे एज इट इज़, फिर ख़त्म. सो देन ऑफर प्रेयर्स. दैट्स द रीज़न ना, ये जो ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य है ना, वी ऑल मॉर्निंग व्हेन वी गेट अप वी ऑफर प्रेयर्स ना. सो दिस ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य ना, ये आप बाय हार्ट करो, एंड व्हेन गो इन फ्रंट ऑफ ऑल्टर ना, ये एक प्रेयर भी अगर आपने बोल दिया ना, इट इज़ इंक्लूसिव ऑफ एवरीथिंग. यू आर प्रेइंग टू कृष्णा, यू आर प्रेइंग टू द वैष्णव, यू आर प्रेइंग टू द डेमिगॉड्स. इसको बाय हार्ट कर दो. हम जब भी हम लेक्चर शुरू करने के पहले जो पढ़ते हैं ना, मेक दिस योर प्रेयर. आप उसके बाद में आपका जो भी वट एवर योर डेली रूटीन रिचुअल जो है वो आप बोलिए, लेकिन स्टार्ट विद दिस ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य. इसको कंठस्थ कर दीजिए और डेली आप बोल दीजिए, आपका पूरा प्रेयर जो है उसमें आ जाता है. प्रभुपाद ने इतना सुंदर ऑफर प्रेयर्स. रीड लाउडली और साइलेंटली, वट एवर यू आर कंफर्टेबल विथ. So and Maharaj एक अच्छा बोलते हैं, until a word or a phrase or idea strikes you, don't give up. मतलब जब तक आप पढ़ रहे ना, many time we read monotonously, पढ़ रहे, but महाराज इज सेइंग रीड इट्स इन सच ए वे कि कुछ तो उसमें स्ट्राइक हो, समथिंग, सम सेंटेंस, सम वर्ड, इट शुड स्ट्राइक. जैसे संदीप कृष्ण प्रभु बोलते हैं ना, टुडेज टेक अवे फ्रॉम द क्लास. सो जब आप बुक रखोगे ना, देयर शुड बी सम फ्रेज और सम थ्रू आउट द डे, आपको उसके ऊपर मनन करने के लिए, हाँ प्रभुपाद वाज सेइंग दिस, एंड यू कैन रियलाइज इट इन योर डेली दैट डेज एक्टिविटी. सो प्रभुपाद वाज सेइंग दिस, एंड या राइट, दिस वर्ल्ड इज अ वर्ल्ड ऑफ सफरिंग. जैसे आई वेंट to meet one devotee to give something, and immediately I asked Prabhuji, आजकल आप आए नहीं, and he said no, I'm in tension. Prabhuji nahi neither. Anyway, so he was saying I had given some work for the CA and CA did not pay, and now I've got penalty, and it has become like a bad remark. And I really thought, my God, I was thinking this Prabhu has good business, good money, but bichara wo bhi kitna. So then I realized that everybody is suffering. Everybody is suffering. So this way, so when you constantly read Prabhupada books, anything you see, any incident, you can relate to it. So प्रभुपाद जो बोलते हैं सही है, ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में सब दुखी है, कृष्ण की भक्ति ही हमको सुखी कर सकती है. सो अंटिल समथिंग स्ट्राइक्स यू, डू नॉट गिव अप. ऐसे पढ़ते रहो, अगेन एंड अगेन ट्राई टू, इफ़ यू डोंट वांट टू रीड मोर, जो तुमने अभी तक पढ़ा है उसको वापस देखो, इसमें क्या प्रभुपाद का कुछ है जो स्ट्राइक कर सकता है. देन and offer and always meditation, and that jnana should become vijnana, this knowledge become vijnana. Just don't make it theoretical, it should become realized knowledge, then only that knowledge is you can apply. So and then assimilate and apply, सबसे important, we have to apply in our life. So basically ऐसा कहते हैं, whatever we read, no, only 10% we remember. मैंने ना, this is a survey and this is done by our devotee only. Whatever we hear, only 20% will remember. तो अभी जो मैंने जो कुछ भी बोला है, 100% by the time you reach home याद नहीं रहेगा कुछ भी, खाली 20%. 30% whatever we say we can remember only 30%, and combination of hearing and saying we can remember 50%. But if we repeat anything again and again, we can remember entire, not 100 but 90%. So this Prabhupada books, when we read, if we can repeat, that's the reason preaching. So if you make study circles, or when we read something, when we discuss it with our devotee friends, and when we repeat what we have read, that will make sure that at least 90% we will remember. 90% is a good number, no? मतलब 10% किधर है? So after reading you should repeat Shravanam and then Kirtanam. So if you keep doing this, and all these 6 Goswami of us, what they used to do, they used to always meet together and only bodhayanta parasparam, machitta madgada prana bodhayanta parasparam. Whatever they used to knowledge they had, they used to discuss among themselves, and this is how they would do their bhakti. So हमको भी शिला प्रभुपाद के books we have to read again and again, again and again. If you cannot understand, read again, and one day you will understand it. So this is how. So and Prabhupada books are totally applicable for time, place and circumstances. So your intelligence to apply in your day-to-day life also, taking decisions will become easy if you read Prabhupada books. And how much you know theoretically is of no importance if you have not applied in your life. Okay? And personal study group or groups is also another way you can, like Matajis, I think they have this online, they read books, right? This is very very good thing. Prabhuji हम लोग भी शुरू करेंगे. And Prabhupada's books are non different from deity. Okay, so जैसे we worship deity, these Prabhupada books are also like a deity, so we should worship them like that. And most important is our bhakti. If you really want to progress, we are serious of going ahead in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada books is the only means and only source which will help us. Because Prabhupada, like he said, otherwise you will one day eat, sleep and fall down. Whatever the process, chanting ho, deity worship, the entire, the basis, that's the reason it is called books are the basis. This knowledge which is in these books will actually help us to advance in bhakti. That's the reason the more we read, and if you see, the most serious devotees are one who actually love reading. मतलब आपका नॉलेज जितना बढ़ेगा उतना आपका रुचि बढ़ेगा. एंड दिस इज नॉट टू बिकम पंडित. इन श्रीमद् भागवतम when Maitreya Muni and Vidura they have a samvad, so Maitreya Muni is telling Vidura that I am giving you the knowledge not to show that I know. Okay, I am not giving you this knowledge because I want to show you or make you know how scholarly I am. But I am giving you this because it is for my own purification. So हम लोग अगर भक्ति में we are talking about purification, that will happen when we read and we share this knowledge with others. And this is a Prabhupada का जो knowledge है, it is amazing because like I told you, in Western world they had like opulence is so much that they did not come to spirituality because like in India we sometimes feel no sadhus are one who they became failure in their material life, so now they just want as an excuse they have taken to spirituality. ऐसा बहुत लोगों को ऐसा लगता है, but nothing like that. If you see our Krishna conscious entire program, we are so busy, there is no time for us to be lazy. Sometimes 7 days a week is too less for us. We sometimes tell Krishna devotees के लिए 8 day a week. ऐसा. So spirituality is not a what do you call where you become lazy. एंड प्रभुपाद का पूरा जो एंटायर प्रोग्राम है, जो सेटअप है, द एंटायर प्रोसेस, यू आर ऑलवेज एंगेज्ड इन भक्ति. And the only way you will advance, more serious, when you take to reading these books. And Prabhupada books are touchstone. Okay, they are Chintamani. Okay, and whoever comes in touch with Prabhupada's books, they will really page by page, you will become a sage. Like they say, no, you give a man a bread, he eats today. Okay, but if you teach a man to earn, he will eat every day. तो उसी तरह से हम जब भक्तों को माला देते हैं ना, वो एक ही दिन यहाँ पे चैंट करते हैं और चले जाते हैं. लेकिन अगर उनको प्रभुपाद का बुक देंगे और वो पढ़ेंगे तो they will chant every day because Prabhupada has written everything. Why we should chant, what are the how it is the Yuga Dharma. So that way. So these books are the basis and it is a foundation. So people who have come to ISKCON and left ISKCON are people who have actually not understood the philosophy. What Prabhupada's knowledge he was trying to give. So अगर हमको भी ऐसा अपना गति नहीं है होना, we do not want to like be like others who just came, who just saw and disappeared. Make sure we take to this books of Prabhupada very very seriously. And Prabhupada actually painstakingly, मतलब he used to hardly sleep. Prabhupada का दिनचर्या अगर आप देखोगे, he used to hardly sleep for 2 or 3 hours. An old man of 66 years, or yeah, almost 66 his age was, just sleeping for 3 hours and just translating for us. So if we really say we love Prabhupada, we are indebted to Prabhupada, we want to offer our gratitude to Prabhupada, the best way is by reading his book, because Prabhupada used to always be happy. And that's the reason all this book distribution, this thing started. And people who actually do this service, they are very very most dear to Prabhupada, because when a book goes in somebody's hand, actually it is for time for his life to get transformed in a very very positive way. So thank you so much, and all this which I spoke is to inspire myself so that I also take to this, because initially when we joined we had this enthusiasm, लेकिन बाद में like that material mind, that ego and all, and now I know everything. और क्या पढ़ना है, ऐसा नहीं. So Prabhupada's book has to be read again and again. Every time you read, it will give you more and more insights, more and more knowledge to develop or to advance spiritually. So with this I stop. Thank you so much. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And we have a very special program now. Rohit Prabhu